welcome to Live with Hillsdale Hospital. Today is Wednesday, August 7th, and we're here to keep all of you, our patients, families, neighbors, and friends in the know and up to date on the latest health news in our community. I'm Rachel Lott, Chief Communications Officer, and I am joined by
JJ Hotshire, President, Chief Executive Officer.
JJ, how's your week going?
Let's see, whirlwind.
A little crazy?
I was speaking at various places
Yeah.
and attending a strategic planning session. In between there, just some busy activities of election day, and then back here at the hospital, just 120 miles an hour.
Yes.
In the interim, a lot of great things happening, Rachel, over the last couple of weeks, which I'm excited to talk a little bit about today. Some bittersweet, some things that we just want to let our community know. But how's your week been?
It's been good. I've been watching a lot of Olympics.
Oh, that's right.
Big gymnastics fan.
Okay.
So really enjoyed watching the Olympics. Have you been watching any of the Olympics?
No, but so I got in a discussion about the Olympics because it seems like every sport now is, not even sport, everything is represented in Olympics. So we were at dinner the other night and they were talking about like just the incredible amount of new, maybe they're not new, but they were talking about some new games.
Well, I'm not sure because there are some game type sports that I'm like, I've never heard of these before, but the newest Olympic sport that was added this year is breakdancing.
And this is what they were talking about. And I said, no. Why
but
would
if
that
you
be an
think
Olympic
about
sport?
It, that's a very athletic thing because your whole body is involved in that. They do some crazy stuff.
Breakdancing.
It's kind
so
of
we
like
were talking about that.
Acrobatics.
To which I'm like, no, dancing's not part of the Olympics. Now, for you dancers out here, don't send us hate mail. But at the end of the day, I don't know when I think of the Olympics, I don't think about Michael Jackson
traditional sports
in leather doing the breakdance.
But that's not a breakdance. Breakdancing is like the people, they're like spinning on their heads and they're like, they do all kind of crazy stuff.
Really?
It's very acrobatic.
All right.
Yeah.
Can we call it acrobatics? Well, anyway.
Well, but it's not because it's to music.
Okay.
But there's like world
so you're
championships for it anyway.
This, and how's how
watching
are we doing?
gymnastics.
How's the U.S. doing?
The U.S. has been doing incredibly well.
Great.
The cool thing was for the floor exercise final, and it was the last women's gymnastics event of the Paris Olympics. Simone Biles. Oh, if you have not seen this, by the way, spoilers, so turn it off for a second.
Oh, yeah, turn it off. Don't turn it back
So
on.
Simone Biles got the silver, and Rebecca Andrade, who is from Brazil,
she knows the names.
Very good.
She's good.
She got the gold for floor exercise. Her routine was like gorgeous and perfect. Simone stepped out of bounds, or she probably would have gotten the gold. And then there was a gymnast from Romania who did an excellent performance. Like, it looked like she hit everything. It was perfect. And I'm watching this, and I knew who won the bronze medal. So I'm watching this after the fact, but I had just seen, like, the headlines of who had won. And I'm like, how on earth is this girl not going to medal? What is about to happen? So the last performance was Jordan Childs from the U.S.
Of course, Jordan.
Also very good.
Amazing
very fun
talent.
to watch. She's great. She's really fun to watch. She's awesome. She just has a great personality. So she does her routine.
You know her personally?
Nails it. No, but you can see her personality in her performance because she's so good.
Oh, okay.
So nails her floor exercise, and they score her, and she, I think, might have been in 5th place based on her score.
No clue.
But her coaches submitted a request basically to the judges to review it again because they think, I think it was the start value was too low because of one of the skills. Oh, they do them constantly.
Really?
Yeah, so even while they're waiting on the scores, they're doing the replays and talking about them.
So then they see
they're
that
waiting.
the toe or whatever touched
Well,
the mat.
so one of the skills that she did, they didn't give her credit for in the start value.
Yeah.
And so once she got that credit, it was like a 1/10 of a point, I think, which put her into bronze. So it was very sad for the girl from Romania, especially because Romania has not had the kind of gymnastics program they used to back in the day, like in the 90s when they were winning everything, until the Magnificent Seven in Atlanta in '96, which was also amazing. Wow. But yeah, you're like, I have no idea about this stuff.
Really bad.
JJ doesn't follow a lot of sports, you guys.
You know what?
So.
What? You can't tell that. So.
But it was amazing. So here's what happened though. So Jordan ends up getting the bronze medal because of the score going up. Very sad for the woman from Romania who did not get. I can't imagine how she.
We've
felt
already
after
given
that.
our
anyway. So
condolences to her.
During the medal ceremony, Rebecca Andrade, again from Brazil, won the gold. So Jordan steps up for the bronze, Simone steps up for the silver, Jordan steps up for the gold, and Simone and Jordan both bow to her. It was
No
so
way.
sweet. It was beautiful.
Oh wow.
It was so cool. But what
Wow.
great sportsmanship to see.
Oh yeah.
And the Olympics, but I love
Yeah,
the Olympics. What
that's
about
awesome.
Winter Olympics? Do you watch any of those?
No, but you know what? We had a manager here, and we're going to be done here in just a minute. We did have a manager here who indoctrinated me about. She participates, still does, in the Senior Olympics.
What?
Did you know there's a Senior Olympics?
No.
Yeah, Senior Olympics. It's
Wow.
for you have to be a certain age.
Okay.
I'm not going to say 50 because I just turned 50.
You don't
60 and
qualify.
above.
Yeah.
But Senior Olympics, where it's the
Wow.
same level
That is cool.
of competition, and I believe
Just a different group.
a different group.
That's cool.
A different group. Isn't that
Okay,
cool?
now I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah.
Does NBC cover that too?
I'm
I
not
have
sure.
no idea.
I'm not sure. But anyway,
Yeah.
so we digress. a
So
little
with
bit.
that, when we talk about achievements and accomplishments,
Yeah.
the individual we're about to talk about would probably have more gold medals than Simone Biles and Katie Ledecky, that's swimming, just so you know.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Would probably have
I thought it
combined
was okay.
based on the success of his historic career here in Hillsdale.
Yeah.
But JJ, I will let you.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Take over on that
bittersweet, right? And we talked about this a little bit. I did to my board. Bitter in the sense of whenever we lose a provider for any reason, is tough. It's
Yeah.
always bitter. What's sweet is when you lose them to retirement after they've worked 35 years. And so it
Talk
is
about a legacy.
a legacy. It's bittersweet to announce that Dr. Bawachi is going to finally retire. And I say finally because he's been telling me this for a year and a half, and
Right.
I've been pleading with him not to. In part because he's my provider. But
You're like, I need my own doctor.
I need my own doc.
Yeah.
But also because he's serving, an important role here at the hospital and a niche here. So he's retiring, Rachel.
Yes, he is.
Now, at the age of 70, we have to usher in a new era for him and his life and his family. So last week I had the privilege of having dinner with him and his wife and my wife, and she looked at me, and I knew it was coming. They had not served me notice.
You just got you.
I
you
knew
had
it
that
was
feeling.
coming
You had the
because we've been
hunch.
talking about it for a little while. But she goes, "Mr. JJ, it's time." And as much as I wanted to argue with her, I said, "Mrs. Bawachi, you're right. It is time. I have to do."
Yeah.
It's kind of like releasing,
Right.
a bird to be free. It's kind of like
Yeah.
what's good for the bird to fly.
Right.
and
Well,
to-
because when you have someone as talented and loyal and as connected to his patients as someone like Dr. Bawachi, that's a hard decision for him to
It
make.
is.
So
It
having
is.
your support to do that
Yeah.
is certainly
Yeah.
important to
Yeah,
him.
and the thing that's remarkable about Dr. Bawachi, remember Dr. Bawachi came here because of Dr. Bediaco, who came, started, saved really the hospital through the program of obstetrics, but also brought with him individuals from his region in Ghana. And he brought to us Dr. Bawachi, he brought to us Dr. Lusu, Dr. Buckle, and we still have several of those that are still here. But you have to remember, these folks are getting in their 70s. And as much as I want them to stay and want to have that relationship, it's not right.
Yeah.
It's fair to let them go. So he's going back to the village in Ghana and to spend some time, first of all, in Georgia with his family. Then going to Ghana, and that's important for him. And he's a tribal leader of his tribe, and he's just a remarkable man.
Yes,
So
he is.
the first question that we're going to get asked is, who do I go to now?
Right.
Because it's the same question I ask,
Right. Right.
And we are putting provisions in place. First of all, communication.
Right.
If you have not received already, you will soon. The communication about his departure. It's going to be posted at the clinic. You're going to be told this by the staff. You're going to have conversations with Dr. Bawachi if you have an appointment between now and the next 45 days. He is leaving and the closer in towards September because we have a 45-day notice that started last week. All that to say, we have a transitional care setup. And the transitional plan for care is that we are bringing new services on board and new providers, Rachel. So the new providers, we have Dr. Muse coming. She'll be here in about a week and a half.
Yep.
She's going to be out at Three Meadows. She's going to be out at Hillsdale Health and Wellness.
Right.
And then we're going to talk about Three Meadows in a minute about how we're going to supplement that. But she's coming to HHW. She'll be our medical director. She's taking over for Dr. Bennett, who is very busy in her practice because of the retirement of Dr. Lusty.
Right.
Again,
Right.
all of these are retirements.
When we
No
say
one
there's a
wants
lot
it.
of moving parts and pieces,
And
serious.
that's not
There's a
even
lot
a
of them.
quarter of it.
yeah.
Because
right.
in the next
This
few
is
weeks,
just a
we're
little
going to be
glimpse.
talking about other opportunities
Right.
in other providers that we're
Mhm.
going to be introducing
Right.
to our community. But all that to say, we have a plan in place. Do not go elsewhere. We are working aggressively not only to have primary care and internal medicine, but also to look at that endocrinology piece
Right.
because that's a big piece of our business. Very difficult to recruit.
It is
That's why
very
a year and a
difficult.
half ago when Dr. Boachi talked to me about retirement, I was scrambling. And
Right.
even after a year and a half of recruitment, you can't find
It's
endocrinologists.
tough.
And my colleagues across the country can't find endocrinologists.
Mhm.
It's very difficult in specialty care. And then to get them to come to Rule.
Right.
So, want to let our community know Dr. Boachi is retiring. And he needs, this time to spend with his wife in the next season of their life.
Mhm.
And for all the reasons that Dr. Bediaco did and Dr. Lusty did, we have to say go and enjoy those years. So
well
it's
deserved and
sweet.
well earned.
It's
for
sweet for him, better for us, but we have to move on. And there'll be more announcements, Rachel, in the next few years.
Sure. Right.
We have an aging population, and I don't say that derogatorily, but
Right.
we have an aging population of physicians who have been practicing for decades.
Right.
They've
been
four.
committed to Hillsdale
decades.
for a long time.
100%
Yeah.
committed. But it's time.
Right.
They understand that it's time to pass it along to the
Mhm.
next generation. So
Mhm.
the face of healthcare over the next 2 years is going to look much different.
Right.
It's exciting
a lot
in
of
one
transition.
respect because you and I get to be part of what someone was part of 40 years ago.
Right.
Which is we want to create new
Kind of
opportunities
the new
like
era.
yeah, of
Yeah.
Buachi's
Right.
and Bediacos and of
Mhm.
Lusty's and of the team. So bittersweet, but understand we do have a plan. You will read about it. You'll hear about it. You'll receive the portal communication, all of that, Rachel.
Yep. So speaking of Dr. Kirsch, so he is out at Three Meadows. Our newest location for Hillsdale Hospital is called Three Meadows Family Medicine. That is housed within Dr. Bennett, Kimball, and Lindauer's office right out there at Three Meadows. So Dr. Kirsch is seeing patients out there. He's also continuing to see patients up at the college at their health center
Yes.
there. So we run that program, and he's the physician who is practicing out there with those folks, but he's also spending time at Three Meadows. So that's another option as well. If you are one of Dr. Boachi's patients, Dr. Kirsch is an option. Dr. Muse will be an option here very soon. We have other primary care providers at Hillsdale Health and Wellness. We have Sherry out in Reading. So we definitely have options for you. And Dr. Kirsch is doing great at Three
doing
Meadows.
phenomenal.
And we knew that. He has kind of a cult following of patients.
Yeah, he
There
does.
are people who really like him that
Yeah.
he has the approach that they're looking for with
Yeah.
the physician and who really are excited that he's out there practicing.
Yeah, a listener, a kind-hearted man, and the other opportunity is that college is starting back up again.
Yes.
So we are tasked, and it's a noble task of facilitating and running their health clinic.
Right.
And
So he's
we
still
take care
gonna
of
be
the
out there, too.
students, the faculty, the staff, and at
Mhm.
times maybe even guests and visitors. But he's going to be there. He's going to be at Three
Yeah.
Meadows. We do have open appointments for him as well. So Dr.
Mhm.
Kirsch, Dr. Muse, all the other providers, and we're going to be
Mhm.
talking about more in the next 2 weeks that we're onboarding here that'll be part of the system. So that to say, there's plenty of opportunity
Yes.
to see our providers.
Yep. So lastly, we have one other quick thing that we want to cover. Also bittersweet, actually.
Yeah.
Related to our Center for Pain Management. Now, JJ knows as a patient how, and has shared here on live before, how impactful the care that's being provided at our Center for Pain Management is. We have people coming from all over the state. We have
States.
people coming from Ohio, Indiana. The care that is being
Kentucky.
provided over there is incredible. Kentucky.
Yeah, we
it's
heard that one.
incredible what is happening over there. And with that, we also have another
We do.
bittersweet retirement,
Yeah.
along with a new but not new to us provider over
Yeah.
there as well. JJ, you want to share that?
Yeah, so we are, very fortunate. We have had exponential growth, and Rachel, we may not, in fact, talk about that retirement today, but we are adding John Mack, which is a CRNA. Now, those of you who know John Mack, you knew him from the side of OR,
Mm-hmm.
where he was caring for our patients there in anesthesia, pre-surgical. And his job was to make sure that you were nice and quiet and sleepy and woke up feeling refreshed after your surgery. That was his job then in anesthesia. Now his job is to administer pain techniques, pain relief techniques, which has really, when you look at the growth in that clinic, Rachel, it's second to none in any of our other service lines.
Yep.
It is.
It's been incredible.
Yeah, and we're considering what do we do next,
Right.
because we do have a big following.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Vidian
Yes.
has done a phenomenal job.
Mm-hmm. Brian has
Bringing
been on
a new-
live before with
yep,
Andy Begner.
new breadth, new depth, just really an engaging provider. And Andy Bigner started the program,
Yes.
taking us from a half-day a week model in the OR in one of the rooms to a beautiful renovated floor,
Yeah, an
full
entire
time.
wing on the third
Yeah,
floor.
and now we're saying, can we do later hours? Can we do weekend
Right.
hours? A lot of discussions happening
Mhm.
about movement and what we're going to do, but tremendous growth. I want to welcome. He's here for first sessions here this week, and he started his rotation this week. And John Mack, and we are so glad to have John with us. Now he's going to train for several months. This is a very intricate procedures that we engage in our pain clinic. But what's remarkable is I was coming back from the strategic planning for Michigan Hospital Associations, and I took a phone call from someone that had a procedure done, and he was tearful.
Wow.
And it was JJ. I was able to get off the bench, is what he called, what they worked on, patient bed essentially, and walk without pain.
Wow.
And he said it's the first time in a decade that that's happened. And we're changing lives.
Yeah.
And when you are physically feeling that you're in the game, you're mentally in the game,
Right.
you're spiritually in the game. All those other components follow. Just think about that. When we're not feeling
Oh
it,
yeah.
and we have an ache or a pain, our concentration's on that ache and pain.
I mean, living with chronic pain, the amount of mental energy that takes up
Oh my
is
God.
so challenging. It affects every part
Yeah.
of your life.
But you have to live with it.
Right.
The beauty of it is that there are mechanisms and
Mhm.
modalities in place to take care of patients like
Right.
we have.
Non-narcotic pain relief.
Non-narcotic. We do not engage in
They do not
narcotic.
prescribe.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
We won't.
Right.
That's not our focus.
Right.
But Rachel, I am so excited, and then we'll be talking about some other opportunities in the very near future that are happening up on that floor. Think about that floor. Third floor used to be a joint replacement, but then we turned those surgeries from week-long surgeries into outpatient surgeries, freeing up the whole floor.
Which is amazing because the technology is easier for patients. Right. That's one of those great innovations in healthcare that's happened over the last decade to really that really has a huge impact. And then we have some space.
Yeah, good floor, and that's up there. Beautiful floor design and beautiful patient rooms. And so now we have on one side a pain clinic, on the other we have wound care and hyperbaric medicine, which is also doing remarkably well. Very excited about the growth that we have here at Hillsdale Hospital, and all that's possible because you, the consumer, the patient, our partners, use our services. When I hear people say, well, we go to Ann Arbor to get that, and we're delivering those same services here, and better. We really are. We have people coming from Ann Arbor here. So don't cross them on the way. Stay here,
Right.
is what I would ask you to do.
Save the gas, save the time.
Absolutely. And the longer we can sustain this hospital as a rural independent hospital, the more we contribute back into the economy,
Right.
the jobs, and the list goes on and on.
Yes, it does. It does. All right. So with that, do we have any questions from our live viewers on any of that stuff we talked about? Okay, great.
All right.
So, are you ready to earn some more
I'm ready.
points, JJ?
So we don't know
in
any.
our ongoing competition here. So we have two this time. Thank you. We have our segment we did last week, which was Who Said That? Trying to figure out between the
Okay.
two of us who said this quote that Kirsten's
All right.
going to throw us. And then we also have a new one this week called Blast from the Past,
Oh,
where we
You show
have
pictures of me with
to
my
answer, yes.
bow tie
Yeah,
and my powder blue suit. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's whose baby picture is this? What is that
Okay.
that
I
people
think
do?
if they're
Yeah. Anyway, so the new one we're doing, Blast from the Past, it's history facts about Hillsdale Hospital.
All right.
And so I guess it's maybe like a question that we have to answer about
Okay.
Hillsdale history. So we do
Is
have
this
real
Kirsten's
whiteboards
idea?
this time
All
instead
right.
of picture frames.
I'm excited.
So yes, it is Kirsten's idea
All right.
because she's
Good job,
brilliant.
Kirsten.
So toss
Brilliant.
us our first.
Are we using our?
Item.
What are we doing?
She's gonna throw us either there we go.
Good job. Did
Well,
you throw
would
kites
you
at
look
school?
at that?
Oh,
Does that look like a
when you were in-
Hillsdale Hospital heart?
Say it ain't so.
How cool.
How cool is
She's
that?
getting good with the origami.
She is
All right.
the heart of Hillsdale. She
Let's
is.
see here. This reminds me of folding up those.
Rachel, do
portraits
not.
I wrote in. What?
She is so particular. She's going to take
What?
every edge. Oh my lord.
Well, listen, it can't just be like wrinkled and hard to read.
And she's going to do this to
Okay.
straighten it out. I'm surprised she doesn't put a piece of.
So, this is a quote. So this is who said that. We have to guess which of us said that. It says, "Part of what makes rural health unique is that it is personal. It's a dynamic that can't really be replicated." That's a hard one.
That's a hard one.
I could see it. Dang it, Kirsten.
Kirsten.
I could see either one of us saying that.
Ray J. I'm going to say it's Rachel and JJ. Ray J. Ray J said it.
Ooh, unique. Is that just personal? See, I feel like I could have said the first half and you could have said the second half.
I know.
of that, right?
I agree. All right, I'm going to go with mine.
Should we go ahead and write down where we think it was said or when?
What?
Like what it was
We're
on?
getting that granular?
Sure.
Well, just for bonus points.
Part of what makes-
Honestly, I don't know though, so I don't know why I
I don't
said
know.
that because I don't really have a guess yet.
All right, I'm ready.
I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, but this is all I got. Okay, ready?
Okay. Rachel. And I say it was on the podcast of NRHA. Interview one of them.
Okay, well, I said it was you and maybe radio with a question mark.
Oh,
So,
It was Rachel who
Yep.
said it,
oh,
thank you.
man.
and it was on the podcast.
Yes!
You win! 2 points for you.
It was
Nice.
not NRHA.
But I was 50% right. It was a
Okay, so if it
podcast.
wasn't NRHA, can I still try to guess what episode it was?
No.
Should I get a point?
I already gave you where it came from.
The podcast, but maybe you were wrong about which episode. Maybe I can guess what
Which
episode.
episode? We've only had 163.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no clue. So.
It's from the mini-sode called Hillsdale Strong, Hillsdale First in July 2023.
Oh, all right. So,
Wow.
good
well,
job.
good job, JJ.
Good job.
Okay.
All right, so
now we're doing our history fact. This will be
don't
fun.
forget to record my points. I get
Oh,
Rachel
yes.
and then I get podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
So he gets 2 points.
So
and
now
I
what
get
are we doing?
a goose egg for that one. This is
Okay.
going to be a history fact or history question about Hillsdale Hospital
Okay.
that we have to.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you should unfold this one in case I have an unfair advantage seeing it first by being the unfolder. Even though I lost the last one.
All right.
Not
Historical
fair.
trivia. Are you kidding me? When was the heart first introduced into our logo?
Oh my word.
Guess
okay.
the decade, 1 point. Guess the year, 2 points. Guess the month. Judy Gabriel, are you listening? Text me. Judy, text me, please. Please text
She
me.
has my number too. It could just be a group
No,
text.
she likes me better.
Okay, hang on. Let me think about this. When the
All
heart
right,
was
so
first
when was the
introduced.
heart first introduced? All right, I have an idea.
I'm like, I know some of the back story, but do I know the backstory back far enough?
You give it away, and then I'm going to get it. So you might as well just think to yourself, and then we will do this.
The decade, the year, or the month. That's hilarious.
Did she say the month? Oh,
Yeah,
good Lord.
that we would get a point if we guessed the month. Yeah, right. Okay. Okay, I think I might have the decade. Wait. I know there's something in my file cabinet that was like a marketing or branding related project or report.
Judy, are you there? No, she's not there yet.
But I don't know if that report included the heart in the logo. Wait, no, because
All right. I'm ready. I think I've got it. Absolutely wrong, but I'm ready.
all right, I'm putting another question mark because that's how confident I am in this answer.
Okay. Wow.
We were close on 1986, early
Wow.
90s, so we're within like 10 years of the same guess.
It was February 1987.
Shut up. 1987? 7 was in my head because I think that's when that thing is from, but I couldn't remember if that was when that came from.
Look at this.
Dude, great
I'm
job.
only 11 months.
That's amazing.
What do I get?
1 point. Because he gets the decade.
I think he gets 2 points because he was really close.
March.
He was
I
off
get
by
1.5.
one number and 1 month.
All right.
1.5.
Okay, there we go.
That's awesome.
1.5.
Good.
I'm
Good.
not being very competitive right now. He gets 0 points.
Exactly. You're being too kind.
I know.
And I did
I
not
gotta
even
quit
get a
that.
text from Judy.
Well, you didn't. She believed
The
in
80s
you,
were
and you
very
didn't
robust
need
here.
her.
The 80s
Well,
were a
and
time where the hospital was engaging the community
Mhm.
to use us because we were on the brink of closure.
Right.
And that was a time in which.
And wasn't that right before the hospital went private again, right?
Yep.
Because we went
Yep.
private in 1990.
And then Chuck Bianchi came,
Mhm.
and he had one day's
So,
cash on hand.
Yeah.
Yada yada. We are here today because of all of that. But back in the 80s, the focus was use your local hospital. We're the heart of your community.
What
So-
if I can draw the old logo? Do I get credit for that?
No,
I'm gonna do it anyway.
she's gonna do it. All right. So is that it?
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, Rachel. While you try to do this, it needs to look like they say an elephant.
I know it really did, didn't it?
Yeah. And why she? Yeah.
No, that's
There it is.
Wait.
Oh Lord, this is gonna be forever. Well, listen, we want to thank you, our listeners, for your contribution to Hillsdale Hospital, either through utilizing our services or recommending our services to a friend, family member. That's very important. And we just want to thank you for all that you do for our community by recommending these services. These services, which prop up our hospital, allow us to contribute back into the local economy. Millions of dollars every year. We're giving to hunger projects. We're giving to many community projects. That is only possible because we can sustain this local hospital, and that's because you use our services. So thank you for that. Number 2, if you're looking at joining a winning team, why not Hillsdale Hospital? We have, I believe, around 24 job openings right now. Please feel free to go to our website and look and see what we have. You may be interested in a position, a career change. Maybe you want to become a registered nurse. We'll talk to you about that.
Mm-hmm.
We can help you do that. We can pay for that. There's great opportunities that exist for you here at Hillsdale Hospital. So please give that some thought as well. As we look at opportunities to communicate, please drop us a note of appreciation if you had a great stay here. We'd love to tell your story. If you or a family member was treated here in the last several months and it was a good experience, we want to hear the bad too, but we also want to hear the good. Let us know. We'd love to be able to highlight you as a patient testimonial, to tell others why it's important to use their local hospital. These types of programs are every week. So we are doing this. We're getting back into it,
Mhm.
Rachel. It's live. It's no longer Facebook Live because it's live on many platforms. But beyond that, we have our weekly radio program, which really goes out to 2 radio stations,
Mhm.
92.1 WCSR, as well as Buzz
Online. Mhm.
Buzz Online. And it is the same program, but we talk about these type of issues.
Mhm.
What's impacting our community, what you need to know in our community. And then don't forget the podcast,
Yes.
like Rural Health Rising
Yes.
episode. I think the last one was at like 165 or something?
I think we're getting up there.
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah.
But,
That doesn't include the mini-sodes, by
no,
the way, so that
no.
we're probably getting close to 200 total.
Yeah, guests from throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
We are now engaged in the roadshow, which is really interviewing other hospital associations, primarily rural
Mm-hmm.
associations throughout the country. And we're going from state to state, guessing the state. That's been fun. And so
We
please,
haven't been keeping score on that one.
no,
but
we haven't. But
maybe
we
we
know,
should be.
We know you're winning. But if you
well,
would,
you were
please.
winning today, so.
Yeah, well, that's okay. We all can't win. But at the end of the day, we want to thank you, our listeners, for your support and your encouragement. And until you catch us on one of these platforms, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay Hillsdale strong when you
choose Hillsdale first.
Ta-da! There it is.
This is the first and last time you'll ever see this drawing.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling
Not
it.
great.
Yeah,
No.
All right,
It's
well,
because I didn't have 2 different color markers.
That's
the
true.
only
If you
reason.
would've had the
Otherwise, perfect.
absolutely.
I'm an artist.
Well, thank you, Rachel. Good job today, and thanks for joining.